The spoiler, when Pogačar shockingly trolls the media. Let's set the stage. Pogačar usually is a master of smirks, solo attacks, and media silence. He's apparently decided to lean into the drama. There's rumours swirling that he might retire, quote, sooner than later. That he's not sure how much longer, quote, this cycling thing was in him. That he might skip major tours. All of that, publicly hinted, teased, floated, sounds suspiciously like mind games. And the target? Jonas Vingegaard, predictably. Why would Tadej, whose general strategy has been win, silence, repeat, suddenly stir the pot? Because when you're the star everyone watches, a whisper of impending exit gets eyes, headlines, and pressure. It's a classic power move. Make the rival lean forward, make them speak, make them react. So yes, Pogačar is trolling. He's casually tossing ambiguous lines about not cycling for much longer, about how the grind, the media, the life might be weighing on him. He's lighting small fires in the press, watching them flare and hoping that Jonas can't help but stop or step on the smoke. In one of these I'm open to nothing mystery moments, the rumours gain traction. Maybe this is his final stretch. Maybe the 5th tour is his swan song. Maybe he's done. And that's exactly the kind of whisper that drives rivals nuts. It shifts the narrative from he's chasing me to maybe I'm chasing someone about to vanish. The beauty is it's low risk. Even if the rumours are all baseless, they force Jonas, fans and journalists to respond. It compels vulnerability out of a man who usually guards his reactions like a bank vault. But of course, Jonas, to his credit, didn't immediately engage. He ignored the questions, waited for the media to get tired of asking. That's his natural mode. But at some point, the whispers became loud enough that he felt safe, or forced to step in. Jonas's comeback, the nonchalant response that's actually a statement. And so Jonas finally replies, not with fireworks, but with those cool, slightly guarded lines that apparently his trademark now. One key quote from his recent interview, quote, "There are no thoughts of skipping the Tour de France next year. Maybe if I can no longer fight for overall victory one day." Translation, I'm not going anywhere, but if I get broken, I'll bow out quietly. Sarcastically, this is Jonas saying, nice try Poggy, but I'm not buying your exit act. He asserts continuity, but leaves an out, just in case. Another gem he said, quote, "I think that for me, and maybe also Tadej, the Tour de France is so big that the teams that have a candidate for victory want them to be there even if we didn't want to go." He's subtly calling out the system. Sometimes riders don't have full autonomy. Even if you want to rest, the team wants you in the narrative. He's gently mocking the idea that someone else's hints about retirement can dominate your entire calendar. He also said, quote, "We have not yet established a plan with the team for the next year. As I said, the Tour de France is so big that it will necessarily be part of this plan. We'll see if the Giro can also be a part of it. I love Tour, but there you are arriving from the podium, and there are 30 journalists who want to talk to you. And at the Vuelta, I went down. I said to myself, oh, 2 guys, it's fine. That's what makes the Tour so tiring. The media, the protocol, but it's also what makes it special." Basically, yeah, the Tour is in the plan. Yes, the media circus is exhausting, and yes, other tours are tempting. But the Tour defines us. It's a layer answer, part commitment, part wariness, and part boundary setting. This isn't the Jonas who ignores everything. It's the Jonas who engages with a surgical strike. He's refuting the exit rumours, but doing so in the language of someone who's already felt the weight of the Tour's glare. tiredness, pressure, protocol. He's reminding everyone, including Pogačar, that media is part of the battlefield. So yes, Pogačar trolls. Jonas returns fire, but subtle, measured fire. He refuses to be dragged into drama, yet pushes back. Mind games in Lycra. Who's playing whom? Here's the fun part. Theatrics in cycling are rarely just statements. They are chess moves to who's publishing them. Pogačar's strategy, by floating retirement or reduced ambitions, he makes Jonas think, did I push too hard? What have he done? He potentially disarms future criticism. Quote, don't question me, maybe I'm already stepping back. He shapes expectations. If he underperforms, he can point to, I've been thinking of quitting. It's cover. Jonas' response strategy, he refuses to dwell in rumours, he asserts continuity, quote, no thoughts of skipping the Tour yet. He frames the Tour as almost beyond choice. Teams expect you to show up, it's not just desire, it's duty. He reminds everyone of the hidden cost, media, protocol, attention. He leverages authenticity. Yes, it's painful, but still the summit. In other words, they're both acting like they don't care, but they absolutely do. It's posture, not truth. Pogačar wants to unsettle Jonas. Jonas wants to steady the ground under his own feet and not be baited. One risk for Jonas, he has more to lose. He's chasing, he's behind for now. If he miscalculates, he can wind up looking defensive or even reactive. If Pogačar's move succeeds and Jonas overreacts, it plays into the narrative that he's insecure. Another risk for Pogačar is the rumours of quitting reduce pressure but also invite skepticism. If he doesn't deliver, people might believe he was always phasing out. It's a gamble with your legacy. And then there's Remco Evenepoel looming. Many say Jonas might as well quit because he'll never catch Pogačar. And Remco is the real rising force. That whisper is another arrow in the mix. Because if the public shifts their gaze to Remco, both Jonas and Pogačar lose narrative control. In short, the mind games are layered. Headlines, hints, half-quotes, ambiguity, all being used to test reactions, shape storylines, and claim a moral high ground. Why Jonas has more to lose, and why he's playing with fire. Let's be blunt. In this battle of hints and glares, Jonas is in a more precarious seat. He's chasing. Pogačar has the lion's share of glory, the narrative, the momentum. When you're chasing, even tiny missteps are magnified. The rumours hurt him more than they help. If Jonas says, quote, yes, the Tour matters, but media drains me, he risks sounding fragile or unwilling. He must strike in balance. He can't sleepwalk it. He doesn't have the luxury of rest in ambiguity. His response must be measured, and if he misjudges, Pogačar's tease becomes ammo. The legacy stake is high. A failure in 2026, especially if overshadowed by either Pogačar's performance or a rising star like Remco, could be seen as the point Jonas's era falters. So when Jonas says, no thoughts of skipping the Tour unless I can't fight for overall victory, it's not just a statement, it's a conditional sword, promising continuity but guarding against future failure. And when he talks about media fatigue, quote, you arrive from the podium and there are 30 journalists, he's reminding everyone that the spotlight is both a gift and a curse. He's signalling to Pogačar and the public, I see your drama, I see your weight, but I will still step into it. Because he likely sees that Pogačar's hints, retirement, stepping back, are just attempts to create space, to reduce expectations, to get slack. Jonas doesn't want slack. He wants to be held accountable. He'll lean in, not step back. Thank you for watching today's video. Leave a like on the video for good luck. Subscribe if this is your first time here. This way you'll be kept up to date with the latest cycling news, the latest cycling drama, and the latest cycling results. Also, comment down below your opinion, as I'd be interested to see what you guys think.